Hey, appreciate everybody showing some love for, the other videos I've been putting out, the Hollywood videos and stuff. Because I'm not done yet. I got a lot more videos coming later on tonight. Because, like I said, we going to get in deep with that because that's really important that we talk about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to talk some more boxing. You know, we are I'm gonna talk Chalo. I'm gonna talk Bud. You know, I'm just gonna talk about fanboy extremists and just a lot of different things. Shout out to the homie Ego. I was listening to his stream and he basically was saying, giving his Ego, and basically to me it was really the same results. Even this is my own personal opinion. Even if you like even if you have a swing round and then maybe a even round, to me you still could say Castanos possibly won, 6-5 and 1 even. So that still would make him the winner. A lot of times in boxing, a lot of judges just don't like to have what you would call rounds, because the even round have to be scored, if I'm not mistaken, 10-10. And the reason why a lot of judges don't score rounds like even, where they can't decide, because they scared it would lead to more draws. So that's why in most cases they have either a split decision or a majority decision, which to a certain degree it still could lead to a draw. I think if they scored more rounds even, and then the actual dominant rounds of the particular fighter, I think you would have more clear-cut decisions. Me, myself, I think they shouldn't have, I think they shouldn't have a split decision. I think they should have one winner, period. But that's just me. That's just me. Now, I've been paying close attention to the Manny Pacquiao Errol Spence fight. They've been showing a lot of footage of Manny training and all this kind of stuff. Now, my thing with Manny Pacquiao, I don't think Manny Pacquiao should have these live trainings, where he opens with the fans, and that's just for obvious reasons. It's too much money online. You don't want people, having to cancel that, because if that happens, then people gonna say, oh, man, we'll see. So after what Tyson Fury did, you just can't have this in a second time. So I think Manny Pacquiao should shut down all that, working out with the fans and the public and all that kind of stuff. Because like I said, we have a big fight that's scheduled to take place next month. A lot of people are booking their fight. So let's knock that off. Manny need to just train with who he's with. You know what I'm saying? I understand he a man of the people and all that kind of stuff. That's a good thing, but in these times now, that's just not a good idea. So, that's just my personal opinion. I've been looking at people looking at the highlights of Manny Pacquiao training and saying Manny hitting the speed bag at a rapid pace. Look, you have to remember, speed bags don't hit back. Speed bags don't move. That's why they call them speed bags. That's why they call them heavy bag, because they don't hit back. So at the end of the day, I'm not really, I'm not one of them dudes that's just like overly impressed with that, because the real test is going to be when the bell rings. That's going to be the real test. Now, I haven't looked at the gambling odds, but I think Errol Spence, I know Errol Spence is favored to win that fight, but I got to see what the gambling odds is. I may place a small bet depending on what happens. One thing about Errol Spence has kept his, He's really been keeping his camp quiet. He's just in there training and everything. Now, you know, there's going to be some behind the scenes. You know, they're going to be some, you know, what you call that 24/7 like footage leading up to the fight. You know, Fox is covering this fight. So, you know, at the end of the day, Errol Spence is training because he said he wants to stop Manny Pacquiao. He said he wants to stop him, and he's all but guaranteed that he's going to stop him. Like, I'm going to break down the fight as we get close to it, but I'm looking forward to this fight. I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. Haven't applied for a credential. I just bought a ticket. I just decided I'm not going to bank on getting no credential. I just decided to just do it the easy way. Just buy a ticket, you know, and leave it at that. So, you know, I got some stuff lined up. I'm definitely going to do a live remote. I should be at the weigh-in, you know. I should be at the weigh-in. So I think that'll be cool. I'm going to be at the weigh-in. I'm going to try to get some footage, try to get some interviews. Nah, Errol Spence ain't going to throw no one-punch knockout punch. If Errol Spence wins that fight, he's going to overwhelm Manny Pacquiao with punch output, hard body shots, and utilizing his jab. He's not going to land one punch that put Manny Pacquiao's lights out. Errol Spence isn't that kind of puncher. He breaks you down in volume, precision punching, you know, and you know, and brute force and strength. That's how Errol Spence is probably going to win that fight. I think Errol Spence will be the stronger man. He definitely will be the bigger man. I just think Errol Spence, and I think his strength is going to pay off. You know, is going to have to. I think he needs after Errol Spence. I think that's his best chance, because if you look at the Keith Thurman fight, he was aggressive towards Keith Thurman, but the problem was he couldn't knock Keith Thurman out. And then if you look at all the rounds after the fourth, you started to see Keith Thurman like win those rounds. Now Manny Pacquiao had like, I think, a good 8th round where he hurt Keith Thurman with a body shot, and he almost stopped Keith Thurman, but at the end of the day, Keith Thurman was landing big shots, and he kept Manny. If he had kept Manny against the ropes and wouldn't let off, Keith Thurman might have been able to stop Manny Pacquiao. That's why I said that I thought Keith Thurman did enough to win the fight. Keep in mind, Keith Thurman won split decision. I'm not worried about people having a problem with me saying that Keith Thurman won that fight. I thought Keith Thurman won that fight. I stand by that. Keep in mind, Manny Pacquiao won split decision. You know, like I said, it wasn't a controversial fight. I know Manny Pacquiao fans want to make it look like he dominated Keith Thurman, and that wasn't the case. Once again, it was a split decision. And I know, like, you know, Manny Pacquiao got a lot of diehard fans. And, you know, Manny Pacquiao's fans tried to come on my channel trying to bully me like I'm worried about them. And like I said, I thought to this day Keith Thurman won that fight. Nobody care about nobody talking crap over the internet. I said after the fight was over, I thought Keith Thurman did enough to win the fight. Keith Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao, to me, was a lot more closer than Charlo versus Castaños. I thought Castaños clearly won that fight. And Charlo didn't even get Charlo didn't even get dropped in that fight, but he got hurt a couple of times. So I mean, that's just all I'm saying about that fight. Now the real test is gonna be what happens should Errol Spence prevail in this fight. Is he really gonna try to make the Bud fight? Is that fight really feasible? Because one thing you got to understand, Bud has made it very clear he's not going to take a low ball offer. So it's going to have to be, like I said, I've said what I've said and I stand by that. I think that fight should be split right down the middle. I think it should be 50-50. Like I said, I don't care what these other dudes say. I don't care what these other dudes say. That's my opinion. I think the fight should be, and I'm not finna argue with nobody about it. And I know these cornballs gonna come on here popping off at the mouth about Bud ain't did this, Bud ain't did that. Well, you know, Errol Spence ain't never been undisputed. So that, like I said, that carries weight. That carries weight anytime when you trying to negotiate a fight. And that's just real talk. That carries a lot of weight. Undisputed. Because too many fighters ain't never accomplished that. So I will be at that fight. Hopefully I get to cover the big three also as well. Let me talk about something else that I had to say. Like, I call it right down the middle, but I want to make this very clear. I want to make this very clear to you newfound, all of a sudden people that call themselves support my channel and trying to big me up because I thought that Castanos won that fight. I want to make this very clear. I'm not saying Castanos won that fight because I'm trying to get more people to watch my channel and I'm trying to get a different type of crowd. So if you think that's the case, you sadly mistaken. So I want to make that very clear right now. If you think I'm like these other dudes that constantly be, attacking, brother fighters, now you sadly mistaken. I ain't saying Castanos won because I want your views. So I want to make that very clear. So if you on here for that, I already told you I don't need your verbal pats on the back. So if you on here for that, because you think I'm finna constantly be attacking, brother fighters, then you might as well unsubscribe, or you might as well not come back. I'm just being truthful. I didn't think Mel won that fight. But like I said, to a certain degree, it could be a little bit of karma for Mel because Mel sat up there and he was talking all that stuff about Wilder. And like I said, he should have been worried about his own fight that he had ahead of him instead of worried about Wilder. So like I said, maybe, you know what I'm saying, that was a wake-up call for him. That was a reminder. But like I said before, it's always, like I said, this is the difference between being a fanboy and then, being a fan. And as I said before, some of these people on here are just too big of extremists. Well, that's fine. The thing is with the Charlo brothers, they can be very difficult to root for because of their actions and some of the stuff that just come out their mouth. You just be like, are you serious? All this negative energy, this smoke, he always, threatening people and all that kind of stuff. Talking about he got, hitters that's willing to do the do and all that kind of stuff, man. I'm like, dude, that ain't it. It's not even that serious. You threatening people and all that kind of stuff. You ain't never threatened. You don't be threatening none of them Hispanics that be talking ish about you. You don't be threatening them. You don't threaten them who say stuff about you, call you out your name and all that kind of junk. So how come you don't have that same energy for them? And that's what I'll be saying. You got to have that same energy. And then I noticed once again, like these buffoons, because that's what they started to look like. And I'm gonna just keep it 100. I'm gonna say this once again. It's okay for you to be a Terrence Crawford fan. Like I said, a lot of this toxic hatred between Bud and Errol Spence has been caused by black media being biased. And that's just real talk. And I want to say, fuck them. That's for me personally. Who then caused all this, all this disdain and hatred. Because like I said, you could be a fan of both. You don't have to be a fan of just Bud or just Errol Spence. And then I saw a lot of people crying about Bud, saying that, hey man, you're not a pound for pound fighter and all this kind of stuff, and you lost the fight. How come when other people say that Jamel lost the fight, you don't have that same energy? Why all of a sudden Bud can't voice his opinion without people getting on YouTube making videos like the man can't speak? This ain't got nothing to do. What the hell with him being a top ranked fighter got to do with him voicing his opinion? So he can't speak because he with Bob Arum. Man, shut up, man. I'm just so sick of you guys are cornballs that be talking that goofy, man, that's goofy dude stuff. That's lame. And you corny. Oh, Bud need to worry about, Bud can speak. He got a right to give his opinion. I ain't never seen such fanboyism in my life, man. This stuff is just goofy. Like the man can't give his opinion on the, cause he gotta watch his tongue because y'all say so. Like some of y'all is like really like corny with that stuff. The same way everybody else can speak, he can speak. If he think the man lost, he lost. At the end of the day, he a legitimate pound for pound. He on everybody's pound for pound list. Whether it's number 1, whether it's number 2, whether it's number 3, he on everybody's pound for pound list. Should Charlo be on there? Yeah, absolutely. And then they say, oh, well, at least Charlo didn't fought real people. Man, everybody didn't fought real people. Like I said, you only try to diminish those opponents because it's Bud. And like I said, it still ain't got nothing to do. Like I said, once again, Bud done knocked out everybody he done fought. Ain't nobody went the distance with that man. And he beat the hell out of Jeff Horn, who beat Manny Pacquiao. He dominated Jeff Horn. So at the end of the day, like, this stuff is just lame. It's just lame, and it's just getting on my nerve. Like I said, I don't have no, you know what I'm saying? I already done said what I had to say about Charlo and both of them. But at the end of the day, if you want to consider yourself a champion and all this stuff, and you say you a lion, well, you got to do it again, man. And when he said, well, it's up to Al Heyman, that sounded weak, man. And you just got to keep it a buck, man. I told you, I don't take orders from nobody, and I don't say what other people want me to say. I give 2 damns about people being mad at me because I won't be extremist of nobody. Now, like I said, hopefully this is the last hurrah, because based off the fact that whatever the case may be, they can't deliver Bud big fights for whoever you want to blame. If he have to shake the spot, he just got to shake the spot. But I'm not finna tell the man to shake the spot. But anyway, I'm out. Thank you for tapping in. This your boy Tam Biz. I'm out.